All right, welcome back, guys. This is Logan with West Desert Wheeler, and we have made it back to the canyon that this car was actually the first one to drive through completely. Although at the time it was wearing a Capra cage, it's the same build underneath essentially. So we're gonna go back and see if it can still get through this canyon now that it's been changed out to a metal cage. Should be a fun one, should be a fairly quick run, as this trail's not very long and the obstacles are a good time, but none of them should be too time consuming. So this is my Capra-based ChupaCapra cage. It's got Vanquish metal axles in it, front and rear, as you can see here with rear steer. It's got a Shift GT3 servo up front, and I just need to get the X2 direct wired into the rear, and we'll be running that soon. It's also got a Hobbywing Fusion with a forward motor mount on an element transmission in there. So the motor sits up under the hood, which is kind of cool. So the battery ends up by the door, kind of near where the motor would normally sit on an element transmission. This car has some pretty recently made by myself Proline crawler cut and shut tires. So Proline does not make a crawler in a 2.2 as of right now. And for this slightly stretched Capra wheelbase, somewhere around 12.8 to 13, I don't remember exactly. I really like the scale of this height of a tire. So these are 2.2 beads with 2.2 wheels from Spec RC. Also got some Vanquish scale hardware tucked on those, just on the hub side. And the tire is 5.25 inches tall, which I think is just the perfect size for a car like this. Give you a little more clearance, but it still side hills great. It doesn't look balloony and huge. Because they are cut and shuts, they are the standard 1.9 width, so they're just a tall, skinny tire with good scale looks on that BFG crawler tire, which is what most normal buggies like this run, especially in my area. So if you're thinking to yourself, hey, I've got to get a set of those are super cool, where can I find some? You can go to westdesertwheeler.com and check out my website. I do occasionally post some in the inventory, although it's just me cutting and shutting all these tires. It takes quite a bit of time for one set. So unfortunately, I don't have like this mass production setup, but on occasion they are available. If you guys want to get the most up-to-date status on cut and shut availability, be sure to follow my Instagram, as I usually post up a story or a real post whenever there's a set or two available. They do go quick, so if you see some in stock and you want some, don't sleep on it. Oh, it's so close. Come on, car. There we go. Just had to hunt for that traction a little bit. Now we're working our way up into the sun. Just zigzagging back and forth with this rear steer. Front end's getting pretty light. It's getting steep. Just asking for all the traction available. So on a 5 1/4 inch tire, a lot of people ask me what foams I recommend. So this car currently has SL3D squid certs inside the tires. They're a 3D printed insert. And so which means that you can vent your tires and run them in water, and they will not degrade over time like foam will. And they also fight side hilling like crazy, which is awesome. That's why I want them. There's a nice little save there. So SL3D squid certs, then they made them specifically for my tires. I sent them one of my tires, and they prototyped a set for that size. So thanks, SL3D. Some other options, I actually run Proline 1.9 dual stage in these, and it turns out really awesome. I like a soft tire, and just the exact density of the foam that Proline's using turns out really nice in a 5 1/4, I think. And I run them in my spare set of cut and shuts that I have for this car. So that's also an option. You can always use Crawler Innovations and then kind of choose whatever you want from them. They've got lots of options, whether it's 4.75 mediums, that's what I've run in them before. They're very soft like that. Or you can even get 5 1/4 inch tall specific Crawler Innovations dual stage, which I have not run personally, but I would imagine would feel very nice in these. Just keep in mind that they are a narrow tire, so getting some big bulky 2.2 Proline dual stage isn't going to be great. Alright guys, we're going to try and traverse across the waterfall, which I've never successfully done, but I have seen a video of someone here locally do it, and it's pretty impressive. I got to give it to him for that. So the reason I call this crawler fall is because of this waterfall right here, because every time I tried it, my crawler would fall down the bottom. So let's actually get a little closer to the car. We're going to see if we can catch it if she starts to go. Alright guys, here we go. Let's start working the rear down actually. This is about as most side hills it's going to get. The rear will kind of settle down in a second. Using steering to help break the contact there. I'm going to turn back uphill because I don't want to lose any more height than I'm already losing here. And that's why we call it crawler fall. So let's try this. We'll try a little more of a side hill approach, although it's a pretty wicked side hill. So there we go. It's sticking so far. Oh man. So this car still can't do that, so we're going to take the alternate up and around. And now my GoPro is starting to run low, so I do need to try and get this line done quickly. So we're just going to try and get this car through here. While it's an alternate, it is not easy. Already starting to get real light on that front tire. See if we can get it up and over. Got the fronts across. Got the hook, and she pulled up and out. Very nice, that was smooth. The previous time I had gone through here, I actually slid all the way over to that crack, used the bush and pushed the rear up and got through. That line was much more effective, so I'm glad that I tried that. Okay, now, got to use this bowl to get turned around. My car no longer has dig because I'm using that element transmission in there. Using that rear steer to save me just a little bit. The key here is to get all the way across up to the side of this. Start climbing up. I just want to get hooked up and over the top of that. I don't think she's going to want it on this pole. Okay, I need that front tire to secure itself right there. Now I can push the rear up. Got the belly up and over. I'm gonna blow out my Achilles tendon. Ugh, the way I'm standing. Told you. All right, but I think we just one-shotted that, so as long as I don't ruin it from here. Kind of crab out the side of there. That was awesome. This car is doing great. I think the last time I did this, I can't remember if I was running Pitbull Bravens. I think I was. But got it done in one shot. That was pretty sweet. Now we get to go run the canyon up and out. All right, we're gonna go from the front view. I rarely do front views in cracks, which is kind of a shame because it looks really awesome. If you guys are wondering what lights are under the car, I am running lit LED. It's a little hard to tell, but they are a blue light, which kind of really acts like a black light out here. It's kind of cool. So if I bring out the tennis balls or something, everything that black light really illuminates bright, this light has the same effect. So LEDs, they just plug right into your 3S sensor wire. Really cool setup. Lit LED is awesome. I've got them in multiple cars now, and I highly recommend them. So yeah, you can kind of see the car right there has some blue under it. So I'm just gonna sneak this front end in here and then lean into it with the front tire. Normally I would put it in a dig, but I don't have that option. Yeah, overdrive helped pull that right up. Now we're gonna get that front tire over and really just submit that hook right there. There we go. Now we can kind of mellow, bring that front over. And I got to drag that rear tire up the ledge on that back corner. Yeah, just super creepy crawler. I love just finessing lines like that, especially when it works out so well. I don't even think I slipped a tire there. All right, here we go. Just jumped around the back side of the car. It was really hard to stand to where I was in front of the car. So this one is kind of just like a fun little line I started running one day. Instead of just going straight up the canyon, follow that bottom crack, which is like a Z-turn. And then it ends up leaning you over pretty steep here. All flexed out. There we go. Tires biting as hard as they can. Just gonna turn that rear steer bit and then go back into the wall, lifting that front tire. Oh, too late on the save. All right, let's see if I can get out of there. Oh man, she is not happy right now. I'm actually on a side hill right here, so this is not easy to navigate. Luckily with that Shift GT3, I've got all the power I could ever ask for steering. Yeah, fully flexed out. It's gonna get me right back online, and we'll go a little faster than we did the first time. Get set back up in here. I just love how I can plant the rear exactly where I want it on the line. We'll save it before we flip over this time. Still lifting tire. And you know what, let's just see how high up we can get over here. And then transfer out, and then we're gonna go up the left side. Super awesome. Because all those weeds blocked the path. So we just cruise up out this big slick rock face. And it also tests the vertical ability on these cars. That right there is no joke. That is a serious vertical climb. And I'm just trying to find the traction here. All right, we didn't get the climb. We're gonna work our way down the ledge. And down here, the ledge gets smaller, so it lets it climb up. Right there. Got it. Sweet. That was an awesome run. All right, guys, I just crawled this off camera, and it was good enough to where I definitely think it should be part of the show. So I'm gonna see if we can make it happen here. This is not the obstacle. So we're gonna get our fronts up and then crab through, dip that rear under that ledge, start pushing up with the rears. Keep crabbing a little bit. Get those fronts to really start to sink in and bite. Man, it's close right there. All right, we're gonna work the rear end down and around. Come on. Come on, car. had that left rear up. Okay, we're gonna walk that left rear down. Right rear's up. And then zigzag and bring the other one up. There we go. So now we gotta do this treacherous crossover, which is not easy to do. I don't know if I got the timing right here. That's it. That's it. Gonna work to get that last tire up. Crabbing uphill right now. Very, very steep. Lots of pressure on that right rear. This car really wants to flip over, but I think we can get it. Okay. Got all 4 tires across the crack. Let's just watch these little ledges and see if we can pick a line up out of here. There we go. This is steep. This is really steep. These BFG crawlers are hooking up, just starting to get them to the point where they're scrubbed in, break off that leading edge, and then they really start to hook up. Got it. Working further down, hunt for some other traction. Got 3 up. Come on, car. Just need to get this last rear up. Turn into it just a little bit with the rear. Push along. Oh, it's so close. There we go. Up and out. And then we're gonna do a little bonus drop since we made it up top. That's a wild line, guys. Super steep up there. That UC Fab flat skid is just perfect to keep the belly off the rocks that I need it to. Whew, a little spicy. Used to be that there was no weeds in here and it was a fun V-crack, but you know, the vegetation has to take over. Kill the fun lines. That's it. Still makes it challenging though. All right, guys, GoPro is extremely close to dying, so I'm just gonna kind of let it run out while I'm out here playing on this obstacle. So if it comes to a sudden end, you know why. But be sure to hit the affiliate links down below. That would greatly help and support the channel. I am doing this full time, so if you guys wouldn't mind buying something through those links, if you're going to buy something, you know, use the affiliate link. I've got one to Horizon and A-Main Hobbies. If you guys are online shoppers, always support your local hobby shop. As you can see on the hood of my car here, I've got Sky RC. That's because I'm impatient. I don't like to wait for shipping. So I go through Sky whenever possible, because when I want something now, it's nice to have the hobby shop there. So you got to support your local ones to keep them in business. But like I say, if you are buying online, you know, maybe there's an online deal. Check out A-Main. They're always running good stuff. Trying to get this rear pinched and up. This is a fun ledge with the wall next to it on an off-camber setup. It's just a very unique obstacle, and it's hard to get up the ledges tilted over like that. Oh, it almost had it. Just the way the front tire will come over and come in contact with the wall. Ooh, ooh, on a good track here. I timed that rear steer to come back just in time. Come on. Dude, I've so rarely actually made this, and I actually got it on camera. That was awesome. Yes, thanks so much for watching, guys. I greatly appreciate your time. I do have a website, westdesertwheeler.com. You can pick out some cut and shut tires if they are in stock. Again, just me doing it, so if they're not in stock, you know, there's only so much I can do. I do have Capra chassis 3-link panhard kits with chassis mounted steering so that you can rob Capra axles off of your Capra, put them on a different project, and 3-link straight axle your Capra cage, which turns out to be a really fun car too. I've got one and the performance is there, man. I kind of built it for the AR45 straight axle kit since that's easily available. So if you want to rob Capra portals for a project, 3-link your Capra cage, make that thing keep running out on the rocks. They're very fun. We'll see you guys in the next one. Keep the rubber side down.